Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. Long time with no background. It's really warm today, so I did still put the studio lights on because I have to close the curtains. It's just like 35 or whatever outside at the moment. It's gonna go higher as well. So I wanted to do a get ready with me because this is my day off today and I don't know when is the next time that I have the time to test out this still new to me, the Japanese makeup in front of me. I have everything in J Beauty except my base product, and I do have a couple that I wasn't able to purchase anything. It just doesn't work for me, so I'm going to use my Project Cream product to fill a whole full face, and we're going to test out how things works and how I feel, how I found, and what I recommend and what I not. I mean, just like normal get ready with me, and you guys know about it. And then I'll talk you through what happened in my life recently, because a few things happened and whatever I can think of, we'll just do the chit chat. Without further ado, let's just dive into today's video. If you like this type of content, give me a like anytime during the video, and if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribe to my channels. I am trying to do more get ready with me in the year of 2025. That is a very long intro, so let's stop it right there and we get into it. I am having my phone on because I am still on call today, so if you hear any notifications from other apps, just excuse me. So going with primer, I am going to use the LDK #1 primer. It's the Kose Skincare Moisture Base Cica Green SPF 45 PA few pluses. We've got 3 pluses there. So I like a green colored primer, so it can lovely set my redness that you can tell over here, but hopefully moisturizing but also not emphasizing my pores, because I know I can't ask for a moisturizing primer to be pore filling at the same time. If you want a pore filling primer, you just have to get a silicone heavy primer. The only non-silicone primer that I've used so far really good is the, what's the brand? It's their Canvas Bare Minerals. I think that's the brand. Their Canvas pore minimizing primer, but it's silicone free. I haven't been filming for like the last 2 weeks, so if I feel like tongue twisted a lot, that's what's going on. This is really hydrating. You can tell the glow has not diminished a bit, and it kind of not cover the redness, but it evens out my skin. I can see this in the winter time. I'm gonna love it so much more, but we're in the summertime, so it's a bit warm. With base, I've got a very popular Japanese makeup, but that is made in Korea. Like the K Beauty are actually hitting Japan as well. Some of the C Beauty, would you say it, like the Chinese brand as well. This is the brand Natme. I have their SPF 50 plus PA 3 pluses mattifying cushion foundation. There's all Japanese on the back, but I remember this is a mattifying version. They do have a dewy version. Kind of glad I selected the mattifying one because look how glowy I am already. I've got in the shade 21Y, so it's like yellow, not the lightest, could be the second lightest shade. I am also just searching my mirror, which I think is over there because I done my hair the other day. Just quickly check my face one more time before I go ahead to do the foundation. Nice hydrating, nice evening skin out look. Oh god, I kind of enjoyed it so far. It doesn't feel tacky, but when you're super moisturized, it's definitely not a full matte finish. So because it's a cushion foundation and I haven't been using cushion foundation for a long time, I forgot how good it used to be when you're doing cushion foundations. All you do is just dab it in and then dab on your face as well. This one, I have used it for a few times, well, all the time while I'm in Japan, so it's a little bit dirty. And one thing I've noticed, if your skin is super dry and you want extra moisturization, you can squeeze a little bit primer on the cushion, just on the tip, and then you just kind of blend. So this is like a pre-moist sponge, and then you dip it in and then dab it on your face. So I've already got enough on my face. I think I'm just gonna dab it in all the way. This is the color that you see on the back of my hand. This is the color you see in the compact. Alright, so I'm just gonna dab it all around my face. I do have like blemishes over here. This is a sunburn mark, which is often something they will never cover. I have used it a few times, so for me, this is just giving me a above light coverage, but I wouldn't say it is full medium coverage. You can try to build it up, but it always faded away as the day goes. It does feel like really easy to be applied on your face, and what I like to do is the patting motion instead of dragging, so it doesn't leave any marks. But even if you do the dragging motion, it still like blends into your face, and you can tell the color differences already. All you have to do is just to keep blending, and then it will kind of eventually blend it a little bit better. To me, this a tiny bit lighter if I'm really tan, which I am at the moment, because since I got back to Australia last weekend, it was really warm, and we haven't had good rains in Victoria for a good week also. Like, we had shower, but we haven't had any good rain. And I think the rain's coming up, and we're not looking forward, because once it's coming, it's gonna be heavy, but well, you gotta have it. So now I'm slowly blending it in, just checking on my mirror. While I'm doing that repeated movement, let me tell you about my Sunday market. So last Sunday was the first time ever I participated a Sunday market mainly by myself. My grandma used to done it once just for fun, and then I wasn't even there because I think I was working. But you know, it's not the first time my family had it, but this time my partner helped me set up, and I can tell he is not ready for Sunday market. It is so much pain for him. During the Sunday market, it's the stall that we had is not just for me, and we have an indoor one because it was hot. Traffic obviously is not as good as outdoor, but the main thing is not about sell how much, it's about overall experience, and you know. And plus I have Emma's friend also selling DIY bracelets, and she's doing some portraits, and Emma's helping out with her, and Emma's also helping with selling stuff. So the stuff we got are my old shoes, my old bags, my old clothes, her old clothes. And what I found while doing the selling is her old clothes is too big for the kids that want to buy, and my old clothes are too small for the person or people who want to buy. Similarly with shoes. So the best selling area is actually my bags. All in all, after deducting everything, I didn't buy anything for food wise because I wasn't actually feeling like it. We did bring water, but I don't know how much the food costs. It's probably around $10 on average, and the marketing, like a store price, is around $25, and I made $75, $85 in total, so I got like around $40 to $50 of left. That's my net profit. This backed the whole time and everything else, because that, like I said, it's part of the experience. I really enjoyed it. I think it's so fun. Like, it's so interesting. I get to talk to people, and I get to talk to people, and her selling skills, communication skills, seeing different people, because not everyone's friendly, but not everyone is clueless, you know. There are definitely things you see among the group of people in front of you and the stalls next to us as well. It's just so fun to be part of it. I definitely don't think I'll go ahead and do it straight away, because obviously a lot of things I end up actually just donated because I know no one wants it, and then I kept a couple that I think they were really good but just didn't find the right buyer. I will put a couple up on Facebook as well, just to kind of trying to see if anyone wants it. A couple of their uniforms, etc. But also Emma wants to do another one maybe in a little bit later time, that she wants to do portraits herself as well, like she does drawings. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, you probably not sell anything, but it doesn't matter, you know. It's just the way how things works. You can surely just be part of it, and we'll just be there until the end of the Sunday market. So I'm thinking doing it again, and meantime it really pumped my family to do decluttering, and that's what I love the most. Going back to the makeup, now I'm fully set everything, I can say, because I didn't do pore minimizing primer. Just in the center of my tip of my nose, there is a bit of pore, like you can see the dots sinking in, white dots on my nose. But that's purely because my own pore issues, but you can tell this doesn't minimize the pores, and this doesn't help you to do a feathering effect. And you can still see the marks there, but in general it's pretty good on the go. And here's the color shade. It's going to be a little bit off, but I'm just going to deal with it. We're going to go with setting powders. I've got two. One I use while I was in Japan is the Ihara SPF 40 plus PA4 plus setting powder. I have to say this one comes with a mirror and a sponge. This, they don't have any shades. This is the only shade that I've got, I believe. And this is how it looks like. I don't know if I'm picking up a lot. Let's just do a little bit more. That's the shade. It has a bit of a coverage. So I don't use it to set my entire face unless it's a day that I only used a very light makeup that I want some coverage. While I was in Japan, I also purchased the Canmake face powder in the shade A Bloom, so in the shade 01. I have a Canmake face powder in a very similar compact, but it was all the same color. So this looks like the, is it the XL is the brand? Oh no, it was another very high-end brand. They does things like this, and this is their cheap dupe version. So what I'm gonna do is actually using this to set my face, but I don't want to use the sponge. I will like to use my brush. It is pretty nice press, like it's not kicking up a lot, and I'm just brushing, and now I can see the products coming out. So I'm gonna just dab it under my eyes. I was gonna use a concealer, but I think, you know what, I'm just gonna try with the setting powder. So I've done this half of my face. You can see it even brightens up than this half of the face. So what I'm gonna do is to quickly dab everything all around it, just to get a bit of oil absorbed. But this is definitely like a brightening powder. Now my face is so pale. Wow, they have a lot of lavender colors and all that in, so it would be a brightening up powder. If you do have a foundation that oxidizes, or you have a foundation that's a little bit darker than your shades, or you realize it's darker, this is going to be a great one to lighten it up. So I'm now going to use my big fluffy brush, just trying to brush some off. This would also be a powder just to highlight your high points, not everywhere, which is also why I am going to, I know it's a bit of mixture, trying to use the other one just to go over the area I don't want highlights, which is the edge of my nose. I do not want any highlights on the edge. The center, I'm gonna deal with it, I'm fine. And I'm gonna do a little bit under the eye just to see if it can give a little bit coverage. It's one of those powder foundation slash setting powder product, depends how you use it. And I'm gonna do a little bit just all around my face. I don't think it's making a huge difference, but what I noticed the most is this powder definitely lightens up the center of the face, which is great for me to do highlighting in my face for the next time. The powder itself is really fine. I do think the other one, this one is fine too. Like, they are both really fine. I will quickly go off camera to use my Fenty Beauty Project Pen product, a lovely bronzer that I am making a lot of progress. As you can see, the embossing is fading, to bronze my face, bring some life back. And then we're gonna test out the new Revlon blush and their Cezanne Pro Glow highlighters. Rightio, I'm back with my bronzer, and I've also done my brows because I don't have any new things to show with this. I do think with the bronzer everything was holding a little bit more, although I think the center part was a little bit too bright, but I would know next time if I want a targeted highlight area, this is the powder I would go for, so I can see myself use it for a while. Going with blush, I have the Revlon, well, I don't know the name, but this shade is called the Vermeline 003. How gorgeous is this blush? I know it's Revlon, people say, why don't you go any J Beauty? Guess what? This is Revlon in Japan released their Japan edition, as is nowhere else to be found, that you can only purchase in Japan. I know it sounds so fancy, but I tried this one and I was gonna go for the Canmake one because they have some really popular and it's got this kind of transition shades and blush, but trust me, the texture of this one is just above and beyond. So let's just scroll it from back and forth, and it's very shimmery but also soft cream texture just using the color. And this is using a light and dark. You know, you can get a mixture. I don't know if I'm doing the best swatches here. I'm gonna try to hopefully record some clips with me showing these to you so you can have another look as well. But I am so ready to dig into it. So I am gonna focus on the darker shade, and I'm just gonna scroll and just turn my brush in and then brush it and then dab it and then apply it. Where's my mirror? Okay, I'm a little bit flushed because it's so hot upstairs. Very natural, yeah? But there's a color on it and it's pretty. I'm just gonna deep in a little bit more. How natural that is, but it catches the light. And it looks, trust me, even better in real life. I've been in love with these type of colors of blushes recently. There's a stage I really like light pink, like a violet pink. Gorgeous. And what I do at the front, I'm just gonna plug my blush. I'm gonna just dip my brush into the lighter shading area, and then I'll just go back to front, just right at the front of the cheekbone. So it's not too pink or blush color here. That's that side, that's that side. God, I love it. I tested on the back of my hand in the store and I was like, yeah, it's in my basket. So now we've done that, we have two shades of highlighters to choose from. They're both the cosmetic, like high valued, highly rated reward product. This is their Pro Glow highlight and they have 4 shades in there. I pick up the first shade, which is called, oh god, don't know the name because it's not in Japanese. And then the shade 4. It's really reflective, but I think it's more of a silvery color. It reminds me of a blush, a highlighter that I got from AOA before. It's called Cloud. It's really similar. Very creamy as well, but it is a powder. And then the shade 4 is much a pink undertone to it. And just that. And this is the shade. So they're obviously very different. Pink and silver, pink and silver. Usually if my blush is not so like colors, sometimes I have really light blush, I can just go with a pink one, or if I really use the light pink. But because how colors looking today, I actually want to use the silver one, which is number 1. I'm gonna use a tiniest bit because this is so creamy. And I'm gonna use, this is actually an AOA Studio brush. It's the F19, so face brush 19. See how much product it's picking up. Oh god, I have to definitely dab the rest out. Okay, and then just do a stroke. I don't know why Star Wars is in my mind. Oh, this is gorgeous. My brow bones can use a bit too. Oh my god. That side. Okay, that is talking. Oh, I think I applied too much over here. If that's the case, usually I use a bigger, fluffier brush and just kind of to blend things in. Oh man, this is good. Highlighter, blush, I picked myself. I just love it myself. Now let's go into the eyes. Okay, so I have got a Rimmel eyeshadow palette. This is also Rimmel in Japan. And the mirror is actually on the back. So if you peel it, you have a mirror at the back. I'm not going to do it because I do have a mirror and I don't want to collect fingerprints. But just so that you know, if you happen to purchase, they do have mirror at the back. I've got in the shade 009, which I don't know the name of the shade. This is again a Rimmel in Japan edition, which is not available anywhere else. I am gonna do swatches first. One of a very light color here. This, it's like a taupe lilac color. And then we have, I would say, two almost like base or blending color, a pink and a slightly purple one. And then we have, let me just quickly wipe, a two emphasizing or a bit targeted area color. One is a darker shading, the other one is a more vibrant purple. So I'm gonna go on this side and this side. It's just so smooth and soft on the back of my hand, and the color payoff is like gorgeous, and I just use my finger with no prep. And you know my skin is a bit dark and it shows up and it doesn't look anything too muggy. It's just, oh, let's just play it. I think I'm gonna use the purple one to do my entire base and then emphasize a little bit more. So this is where I'll do a lot of speeding so that you can see. If I need to zoom in, I can zoom in while I edit. Alright, it does pick up the color really well, and as again, this cream formula is the same as the blush and the highlighter. It's a cream powder, not too much but definitely enough. My eyelid is pretty oily considering how hot that is upstairs, but let's go. What I fear about purple look is sometimes if I don't do it well, it looks like I got punched by someone. So speaking of the Sunday market, while I'm just doing my eyes, I think it's a good experience. I don't know, I'm sure you guys have attended, but I don't know if everyone had experience to be part of the Sunday market. I don't know what it feels like if you have, oh, this is too small, I need a bigger fluffy brush. I don't know if anyone had experience to join like Sunday market and just for a more permanent position. I see there was someone fixing watches at Sunday market and he's been there like years, people know him. And there are also someone doing like fixing like stitches of the clothes or changing the length of a pants or something like that. Those are really popular as well. And also tarot reading. There's also one lady is doing tarot, okay, you know what I'm saying. Reading as well. So I just blended a little bit so it's not too dark. I do feel like I want a little bit pink in the slightly closer center. So I'm going to use a slightly smaller dome brush. Just a shading, like a shading color pink. So I don't know, like I can never see myself using Sunday market to make it as a job. It could be if it's really good at certain things, but to me, Sunday market is a place that I found interesting stuff. I look around and there's a bakery shop which my dad ended up buying a lot of bread and sausages as well. It's a place that it's for fun, for something different, which is also why my my partner's family is saying, oh, you're not going to make money, you're not going to sell everything. But I don't really mean to sell everything. I mean, that's great if I can. But if I can't, it's just, you know, a good experience. And again, I think it's a great experience for sisters, like my sister and her friends. Kids in the age where they want to explore a business, they want to sell stuff, they think they're full of talent, which they are. But in the reality, in terms of business aspect, it's sometimes really harsh, you know, and you can tell what's winning, what's not, and they can just have fun out of it. I just really like that idea, and I think that is very interesting. Like we're trying to think what she can sell next time, like maybe stickers or whatever. It's just that we're trying to explore all possible things because you do take kids to Sunday market for fun, so stickers can be really affordable things for them to do. And I was like, okay, let's just think what we got to do and what we can do while we're here, just to, you know, just to play. And yeah, that is definitely something that we think of. Now I've got my shades all done, and this is already a good to go shade to me, like if you're just really in a rush, a very basic look. But I definitely want to emphasize it, and I want to use the darker shade here, which is this one, going for my outer corner. And this is where I'm different to everyone. I am using a MAC 239S, which is a shading brush, but I do it for my outer corner because I have such a small double eyelids, and this side it is doubled, but it always get overlapped. Anyway, back to the Sunday market theory. I think it's so fun. Like, I don't know, what's your tips and tricks for Sunday market? Like, what do you go there for? And if you are having a permanent stock, what are the things you think would attract people? I met one of my friends, which I haven't seen him in 10 years. I used to tutor him. So he is a few years younger than me. And he sells Pokemon cards there. And part of Pokemon cards he sells is because he is a fan, and he has a lot of leftovers. And then he become like an agent of actually selling it. And he would buy it from Japan. And also they're moving houses. So his partner is selling the old clothes, where he is selling the Pokemon cards. So they attract different groups of audience, obviously. And I found that's interesting too. So it could be something I completely not known, but is actually quite popular to the customer or to the people who come to Sunday market. But you know, you never know what works and what's not, and how people would love to go ahead and buy it, etc. Now I'm just going to speed through this part and do this outer corner, and we'll come back for more. Alright, I think that's the outer corner edges is all done. I really like this purplish look. I don't have many shades like this. I am going to use, let me see which brush, a slightly denser one, and I want to apply the pink in the center, and then also using the topper to cover it entirely just to see how it looks. Let's just play with it. The color payoff is not the best on the brush, so I'm going to use my finger. It's really light in the shades when it's paying off compared to swatches. Swatches gives a little bit more. I think for me that's a good thing. I like some colorful eye looks, but not too exaggerated. And yet I can now see the colors actually paying on the eyelid. I don't think I would need to have this, but I am going to just dip into the topper shade very lightly and just brush the outer edge. I don't know, clean and glitter. That could be a wrong move. That is actually pretty quick, pretty simple. Used all shades. Didn't feel like anything was not very useful, and every single shade I think I found a spot to make it work for me. I can actually think, when I say this is like a topper shade, now I think about it, it can be used as a base shade because it doesn't pick up that much shimmer, but it can set a nice base for it. And it actually works okay with the highlighting powder, face powder, because that's in the lavender shade as well. So now let's gonna try out the eyeliner and the mascara. I will have to quickly curl my mascara, otherwise if I done my eyeliner first and then when I curl my mascara, the liner is gonna come off and leave on the curler. So let me do that and we'll be back. And we're gonna test out the liner and the liner. I have a gel liner by Canmake, and then I have a the Kiss Kiss liquid eyeliner. This is like the Kat Von D dupe, although I still think my Kat Von D is #1. I do have it here. Nothing can actually dupe it. The Kat Von D tape, like the brush, it's much denser than the Kiss Kiss one. I can make it work, and it did work, but I would still prefer my Kat Von D. But I've also got myself a gel liner, because my gel liner, my like a pencil liner, it does smudge a little bit, which is the Rimmel Scandalized ones. You can't even see the name because I had it for so long. But I pick up the Canmake Cream Touch Liner 03. This is one of the twisting liner. Once you twist it out, you can't twist it back in. So I'm just going to twist out like this much and do my inner eyeliner. That's the inner eyeliner down. Done. I can already think this is again a look that you can go out if you're in a rush. But let's quickly do the wings. This is the hardest part to do in front of camera. It's the hardest part anyway, but it's even harder in front of camera. Alright, time to see if I can make it or not. It's not too bad. I can't make a very thin liner with this felted tip because it's just so soft. It keeps kind of pushing down onto the end of my eyes, but it still works. And I'll do the same on the other side. See, both ends, especially the side, is even thicker. And I don't like it thick, I like it slim. It's never gonna be a win-win situation. Let's stop it right there. Just looking at the eyeshadows, there is a tiny bit of smudging under it. And I don't apply eyeshadows underneath, so it always end up to be like I applied a little and I work with it. So with my mascara, I'm gonna try something interesting. My Rena&Emma mascara primer is definitely this one. This is a new one that I bought while I'm in Japan. This is the old one that I had. It's very light. But I picked up this purple one this time. I didn't look too much. I think it's affordable. Let's just grab it. It's $10, less than $10. That's before tax. But it is purple look. But it fits with my eye look today. So I'm gonna brush this on and see how purple it can get. It definitely holds the curls a lot better. Oh, this is a new one. It's so juicy. The old one, I couldn't get rid of it because it's working, but it's to this very last bit. I'm trying to dig it out, wiggling around, shaking, all that. I'm trying to have a look in front of the mirror if it's much purple. I don't think it's really purple. My friends also recommend the Canmake eye primer. I think it's the purple one. She uses it and she swears by it. I don't have any trouble in terms of smudging most of the time, although my eyelid is a bit oily. So thank you enough that I was lucky enough to have to do it. But I got her one while I was in Japan because that is her ride and die. It's been an hour since where I left it because I remember I said the room is so warm, the temperature got too hot, the camera has to shut down. So I was actually helping my sister with her year 7 math at the moment because no plan's coming at the time I'm filming this video. So it's been for more than an hour, which I think I'll just do a quick catch up. As in before the lips, I'll show you what it looks like with the makeup. All in all, I'm actually really impressed by everything. Like that highlighter and the blush is still there. The only thing I would complain a little bit is about the pore minimizing part. So around my nose, I can still see dots coming, and on the ridge of the nose, on the edge of it, I can start seeing accumulating like base product sitting on the side of my nose, and definitely there's oil coming out because I didn't prime myself with a mattifying primer, and I didn't apply any setting spray because I didn't know the video is gonna go this long to film for hours. But apart from that, eyeliner has been staying the same. Eye mascara, the other gel liner is perfect. Everything else I'm really glad, and the foundation coverage is still there. Can you tell the foundation color is slightly darkening half of the shade if it's max? So this is the type of foundation I don't mind when I first put it on. It's looking a little bit too much, but it does calm down over time. Now let's just do the lip. I do have some eye product that I forgot to show you. This is a single eyeshadow from Canmake, and I've got in the shade 04. It is so gorgeous and pretty, but I am very happy with the eye look today. I can surely pop this one in the center and it would have worked just fine, but this eye quad is already working really well itself. So I'm thinking this will just be one of those. I keep it in my collection floating around and to apply to use it on the day when I want to. However, for the purpose of this video, I'll just quickly show you and I'll apply it. Oh, the shimmers, it shows very creamy texture and it's very beautiful. It is a little bit not on the peach but on the gold kind of side, but if I just dab right in the center, it does add a little bit of shimmer. If you wet it and then apply it, I think it'll look even better. It just adds extra shimmer to it. If you looked at the office girls in Japan, their makeup, they're definitely all about shimmery. It's everyone's eyes is what we call bling bling shine. I really enjoy that, but it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think this one single eyeshadow, it works on the day when you want to have that sort of shimmer. I would really enjoy it. I do have, I believe this is a Canmake brand. Like, I can't even found the brand. I'm assuming this is a Canmake from what I remember, and it's a creamy lipstick in the shade T02. It's got a heart on it. How cute. I looked into my selection of my lip liners, and I've got two that are very similar. So I'll quickly show you the look of this lip. First, I'm gonna go use this hand. It's very creamy and is really light in color. So this is what it looks like with one swipe. And it's just like a moisturizing tint. So I would say this is one of those colors. I've already got a couple like this, but I like it dotted all around the house. I can wear it whenever. And I've got one shade that's very similar, which is the Emco Beauty Universal Lip Liner. I'll just swatch next to it. This is the shade. A little bit more on the pinky side than this is super nude, but it's already close enough. The other one, if Emco Beauty is too hard to get, I have the Essence Lip Liner 11 in the nude. This is a pencil lip liner. They came out with Twisted as well, and they came out with Hello Kitty collection, and I missed it. I don't know if I can still find it in Australia, but last time I went there was nothing there. These two lip liner itself are very similar. This is the Emco Beauty one, which is having more mauve-iette, and this is the Essence. If you compare the two lip liner, I feel like the Essence, at least from my eyes, a little bit more pink. So I got a feeling I want to try the Emco Beauty to line up my lips, because the lip cream is like, the lipstick is so creamy, I feel like it's gonna bleed out. I'm gonna just quickly line my lips here. Once I finish lining my lips, I just like to quickly, not actually filling in, but give a little bit of color in the center, so it's not the same with my lip color and my lip liner, although they're already a match. And I'm gonna use this lipstick just in the center. Oh, so creamy. It's so soft and gentle. It's beautiful. I definitely have a couple shades very similar to this. I can think of the Clinique Cheek Pop color. I have one in the nude shades, very similar, very juicy. The last one on the list before I do a quick roundup is testing a setting spray. I am getting ready a setting spray video because I recently just purchased the NYX, the face glue setting spray, and I thought, well, people are giving it such hype, let's just actually try if it was the money value compared to some cult classic, very affordable ones. Today, I'm going to use a brand new one from Japan. This is the Canmake Keep Mist. The original packaging is the red one. This is a Cherry Blossom limited edition. Same thing, but just a pink package. Let's test out the mist first. It's pretty fine mist and sprays out nicely. It has a Cherry Blossom scent, that's why it's a limited edition. Wow, this is very fine. Oh. I was putting it quite far away, but I don't know if the camera caught it, but I was actually bringing it really close to actually spray on my face. It feels really, really good. Okay, I see why people are loving it. This is also says a lock-in makeup setting spray in Japan. It's like #1 best-selling product. So now let's do a quick roundup. I would recommend this on a more winter day. Love the color correcting, just the lightest color correcting property. So this is a love. Base product, I wouldn't say it's my most favorite love one, so I'll put it aside. For setting powders wise, I'm actually more enjoying the color highlighting one because I can see it's having a purpose of highlighting the center of my face. And the best part of the day, it has to be my eyeshadow, bronzer, and my highlighters. I just love these. They're so gorgeous. And then with my eyeshadow primer, it's a no-brainer. Like, I just love it. even without for the video, I would know I would repurchase this. And then the little mini single eyeshadow is a cute find. I do think it stands out, but it's not that much of difference. The gel liner is definitely a better winning product than the liquid liner, because this gel liner has not, it has smudged, but it hasn't caused, it has transferred onto the under eye, but it hasn't smudged. With my pencil eyeliner, it will transfer first and then smudge later. So it only transferred, and that's fine. I'm happy if it transfers just like applied under eyes, and I don't really mind, but I don't want to smudge. So this is definitely a winning product as well. Super moisturizing lip balm product. Not that we can't have it here in Australia, so it's not like you have to buy product in Japan. This setting spray is really good, but I'm in the process of testing, so I can't say it's the best. That is pretty much for today's video. I feel like, although you guys can't tell, but I'm pretty worn out already. It is so warm. That is all for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did and watched all the way to now, thank you so much, and consider subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff, and let me know what do you think is the most outstanding product from this Get Ready With Me, and any tips and tricks about Sunday Market. I would love to hear your experience with Sunday Market as well. So stay safe and stay positive, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!